Hello everyone, this is your Jaypsterrific. Now, because of the requests that I've been getting through messages in my social media accounts, I decided to create my own hot picks for the 10th edition of Misters of Filipinas. Actually, this is the first time that I will be making a list like this. You see, I used to be part of the organization that runs Misters of Filipinas, and basically in 2019, I decided that I want to retire from active pageant work, whether it be covering pageants as a member of the media or being part of an organization such as Misters of Filipinas and Man of the World. So now I think it's high time that I give my thoughts on some of the candidates of this year's competition. So for this hot picks, I scored every candidate through their official photos as objectively as I could, and then I ranked to get my top 15. After going through their official photos from the press presentation, their headshots and swimwear photos posted on the Massage Lux Facebook fan page, here is the Jaypsterrific choice of 15 Misters of Filipinas 2023 first hot picks. So in alphabetical order, let's start from those who ranked from 15 to 11. First up in my top 15 is Cebu City Brent Dalman. Now, Brent seems to be a chameleon because he looks a little different on photos and in person. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying it in a positive way. He has a good height and has a wonderful smile. And based on photos I saw, he can still work on his physique. But that's not a problem. I cannot wait to see just how much more he will transform. Next in my list, we have Isabela, Darwis Narola Ismaili. Now, if you're going to look at Darwis, he has broad shoulders and with proper posture, he will be able to carry any outfit very well. Now, what's going on for this guy, however, apart from his personality, is his face. If you're going to look at his face, he looks like he jumped right out of a Mexican telenovela. Third in my list is Olongapo City's Timothy Armero. Now, Timothy has a killer bod with a boy next door face, and that's a good combination. He photographs really well, and he photographs tall. Even if he does not have a very visible six-pack, his chest and shoulders prove advantageous for him. Next up is Quezon City. Quezon City's Nico Librojo may not be the tallest among the candidates, but he has a well-proportioned body that will make him photograph tall. The cuts in his physique is just right so that it won't make him look short. And what's going on for this guy is his personality and his face. He looks like an actor who could star in a boy next door type of role. Coming up next in my alphabetical list from 15 to 11 is Misters of Filipinas Tanawan, Batangas. John Paulo Libang may not look as young as the other candidates, but he exudes that of a true Pinoy man. He has a very nice smile and also he has wonderful shoulders to complement his chest. No six-pack abs? Don't care. His stance is worthy to be recognized. So there you have it, the first 5 in my first edition of 15 top picks for Misters of Filipinas 2023. Now, it's time to narrow the list down to my top 10. Again, this is in alphabetical order in my list of 10 to 6. Are your choices the same as mine so far? And who among your choices will be in the remainder of my list? Let's find out. Coming up in the 10th spot is Fairview, Quezon City. Ben Espina is not as tall, but he has good proportions and his physique enables him to photograph tall. He also has a nice set of eyes that can easily engage. He looks like he is really into fitness because his body says it all. Okay, coming up at ninth in my alphabetical list from 10 to 6 is the Filipino community of Taiwan. He is Giancarlo Laumok. While it looks like he can still do better in developing his chest, the placement of his tattoos help in hiding whatever flaw he may have. He also has a somewhat set of doe eyes that, if it is used very well, can make hearts melt. Next up, Laguna. Now, I'm sure that this is not a surprise for you to see Marvin Diamante in this list. He has the face, he has a nice smile. Well, his body may need a little more transformation, but even at the photo you see now, he is on point. What would make this, or what would take this photo to the next level? The eyes. There needs to be more intensity. I have yet to see the fire in his photos. He can do more, and I know he will improve. Now let's move on to our 7th spot in this alphabetical list from 10 to 6. We have LAOAG City, Lloyd Figueras. Now, I've been trying to think about this since the first time I saw him, but if the actors Joseph Marco and Albert Martinez in the 90s can be morphed into one, then we have Lloyd Figueras. Do you agree? Now, what is his asset? Lloyd's asset is his piercing eyes and his good physique. However, he still needs to know how he can work with his jaw so that it is more pronounced. Next is Palawan, Jaymark Omolon. Looking at his photos, he is very promising. He has a nice body, well proportioned with the right cuts. His eyes tell a story, and his face looks natural and not forced. Okay, the only thing that I would like to see changed is the overall styling, more particularly the hair. It would be nice maybe if a little haircut will do, but it would also be nice to see a little edginess in him. Okay, in the words of Jody Santa Maria, papunta na tayo sa exciting part. Now it's time to reveal my top 5. Again, this is based on scores that I gave the candidates for their photos from the press presentation, which is also found in the Misters of Filipinas page, their headshots, and the swimwear photos you will find at the Facebook fan page of Massage Lux. I have arranged this in alphabetical order, so are you ready? Here it goes. First in our top 5 is BOHOL, Louie Palacio Alaba. He has a well-chiseled face and a rocking bod. It's so obvious in this photo. Now, if there was an international pageant swimwear competition that's about to happen, he is very prepared for that. What I like about him as well is that while his overall look is edgy, you can still see that there is sensitivity in his eyes. He can go far. Dre Arias of Malolos, Bulacan is up next. If he looks like an actor, well, he is. This theater actor knows how to work his angles, and his face, oh my gosh, his face looks ethereal, like an angel, and there is that calmness about him. He doesn't have the same build as others, but he is toned enough to look absolutely well. He knows what poses can complement him. Next is NEGROS Oriental, Kenneth Vincent Cabungcal. Looking at all his photos, he has the face of a boy next door that is very reminiscent of the late 90s actor Rico Yan. But his body is definitely fit and toned. His complexion is just to die for, and his smile simply lights a room. At the same time, that is actually what he needs to do more in photos. Smile. He needs to smile a little bit more so that people can see his personality. Okay, down to the last 2 in my top 5, and coming in is Pampanga, Godfrey Nikolai Murillo. This guy has charisma. That I can say when I first met him. He isn't as tall as I thought he would be, but he photographs really tall. He also has that intensity in his eyes, whether it's smiling or not. And he also has an amazing body, and his smile is just one of the very few that I really liked. Very engaging. Okay, rounding out my top 5 in alphabetical order is Subic Zambales, Charlon Guanga. How come I never noticed him before? Looking at his photos, I was just amazed. The body, the face, the eyes. He also has the right cuts and the right proportions. He looks young enough not to be kiddie, and he can still look mature enough to enthrall. I see you, Subic. Can't wait to see what more you have to offer in the competition. And that, my friends, is the Jaypsterrific first Top 15 Hot Picks for Misters of Filipinas 2023, the 10th edition. My next hot picks will happen after the preliminary competition because there are events that will follow that we need to observe, and I am sure that this list will change because the competition really will happen by then. I can't wait to see how these guys will perform and who will really rise to the top. If the person or the candidate of your choice is not in my list, I'm so sorry about that. This is just based on my observations and how I scored them based on the standards that I still remember that we had when I was still with Prime Event Productions Philippines, or the organizers of Misters of Filipinas, because I used to be one. So that's it. Thanks everyone for watching, and until the next list.